We're sitting down with Chris Foltz from Consumers Energy, who is the Vice President of Natural Gas Operations. Now, Chris, this time of year, it seems like all the scammers come out of the woodwork, and no matter whether you're holiday shopping or dealing with your utilities, you gotta stay on your guard. So, Chris, what are we seeing as far as scams go?
Well, first of all, thanks for having us today to talk about this important topic. And today is actually Utility Scam Awareness Day. It's a day where energy providers have advocacy and education about what can happen and just to educate our customers how to keep themselves protected. So you're absolutely right, though, especially this time of year with the holidays approaching, but it really happens all year round. The scammers find creative ways to keep trying to get people's information and money. And we go through great lengths to not only help them have tools to keep themselves safe, but to keep them safe as well and their information.
So what kind of scams are we seeing, Chris? And what can our viewers do to stay proactive and not reactive?
So there's a few main types. You see them through phone calls and emails. You see online scams trying to get people to click into malicious links. And sometimes you might see people actually out in the public posing as, like you heard in Southeast Michigan, where you might see people posing as utility employees trying to gain information or access.
Is there red flags that our viewers should look out for? Is there something that you would suggest that they constantly do to protect themselves?
Yeah, so if somebody's asking you to call a number that just feels a little off, and you can go to our website, there is one number. There is one number to call, and it's 800-477-5050. If it's not that number, then I would pause and say something doesn't feel right. So go to our website and validate what you're being asked to do. If it's not that information, very likely something could be amiss, and you want to look into it further. The other thing is, we're not looking for personal information, and we're not going to call you for payment. So if you get people demanding a certain form of payment or saying you need to pay now or you need to give me your bank account information, those are all red flags to say this doesn't feel right.
Gotcha. That makes perfect sense. And another little tip for our viewers out there, if you are receiving malicious links that you're not sure of, hover your mouse over the link. Don't click. Hover your mouse over the link because it's going to show exactly where that link will take you. And if it is not, consumersenergy.com, it's not real. Please don't click on it.
Now, Eric, you need to come work for us. You've got this down.
It's become so prevalent, Chris, that everyone has to stay vigilant. And it seems like every single year, the scammers are getting more creative, and it's something new. It seems
you're
like
absolutely right. They do get more creative, and you just have to stay vigilant and kind of have that suspicious eye. Unfortunately, that's sort of the world we live in now. And, we can't stop the scammers from trying. But like you said, there's lots of ways that we can prepare ourselves and be cautious and curious and make sure that we're doing validation if it doesn't feel right.
Now, let's say I get a malicious email.
Sure.
I don't click on the link, of course. I hover. I see it's not a good place. Should I contact Consumers Energy and let them know, hey, just to give you a heads up, I received a malicious email. I didn't click on it, but I just wanted to let you know someone's posing as consumers?
You certainly can. And that's a great practice because we do have a security team that does follow up on malicious attempts. And, when we have that partnership, it allows us, if we're able to notify authorities, if we're able to get that to that level of detail, then our security team has more to work with. And so that's a good idea to let us know in case we're not aware that somebody is out there trying to use our name for malicious intent.
Frankly, to battle these scammers that are all over the planet at this point, we all got to work together, and this is a great way of doing it. Any more tips that you would offer our viewers this season to just make sure that they're keeping themselves, their families, and all of their information safe?
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing I would say too is if you have a concern to say, I'm not sure if this person, this utility worker, this Consumers Energy, some of the men or women, the great men or women we have out there keeping our electric system and our gas system running, should be here. You can always call in as well and just validate. And we'll be happy to have that conversation and say, yep, they should be there. Everything's okay.
Perfect. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Now, Chris, can our viewers go somewhere for more information on this and to keep themselves constantly updated on the scams that you're seeing at consumers?
We actually have a lot of great information in a one-stop shop on consumersenergy.com/scams. And a lot of the things we're talking about and all the different ways that the scammers can try and some of the great things you can do to make sure that they're not successful, you'll find in that page.
Perfect. And we'll make sure that all the information our viewers need, links to the direct site for the scams on Consumers Energy's website, it's all going to be available after the show today on 9and10news.com. Chris, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to let our viewers know about what's going on.
We appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.